What is up? My name is Sam, and man, oh man, do we have a lot to talk about. We have Game 3, some NBA news, some NFL news to talk about, and let's get started. Game 3 of the NBA Finals, Nikola Jokic. It was pretty much the Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray show. They showed out. I believe they were the first duo, my bad, the first duo to ever have a triple double in the finals. I mean, it's ridiculous. What was it? Yeah, I got it right here. I got Nikola Jokic, 32 points, 10 assists, and 21 rebounds. What this man Nikola Jokic is doing is legendary. And, we weren't able to talk about game 2, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But, man, and then you have Jamal Murray, 34 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds on the dot. And, I mean, the Nuggets needed every single one of these points and every single one of this performances. You had KCP having not a good game. You had Michael Porter Jr. having a horrendous game again. And with that, and then you had Christian Braun off the bench with 15 points. I mean, you definitely needed that, and hopefully he can keep it up and, be a winning player, which he was drafted for his organization. And I mean, that's all I could hope for. You have Christian Braun hopefully playing good. Michael Porter Jr. needs to play good. This game 4 is very, very crucial, especially for the Miami Heat. They cannot lose 2 in a row at home. They need to push it. They need to push it to 6. They need to push it to 7, hopefully. And Bam Adebayo, he was aggressive, but he kind of calmed down towards the end. Jimmy Butler was aggressive, but it was just the role players at the end of the day, and that's what it seemed like. The role players, it wasn't as bad as game 1, but that's what it felt like. It felt like the game 1, but a little bit more just Nuggets domination. But more, of course, Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. And, they won game 2. It was close, but they only won by 3. And then you just got this win. And, man, oh man, I don't want to overreact again, because we saw what happened in game. I overreacted in game 1, and we saw what happened in game 2. And I mean, Eric Spoelstra is gonna make adjustments, but Mike Malone is not gonna keep. He's gonna keep his foot on the pedal. Make sure, hopefully, Michael Porter Jr. could hit some shots, and KCP hit some shots, and Bruce Brown's a little bit more solid offensively. And with that, I mean, if I'm I think for both teams, it's a win or go home situation for these two, especially for the Miami Heat. I mean, of course, you can't lose 2 in a row at home and then expect to win in Denver. Of course, you guys were the ones to break the streak of them being perfect at home, but it's like to expect to do that again after them having the momentum of winning 2 in a row at home. And then on the other side of it, for the Denver Nuggets, we need to win this next one at Miami, so we can go home and win it at home. I mean, I think that's such more of a better story, to win your first championship ever, just to win a championship, your championship in general, at the home court with your home fans. But I mean, get it done wherever you can. But I mean, to have that momentum of taking game 3, taking game 4, and then winning in 5, and then we'll get to it, and then we'll celebrate. We'll praise the Nuggets. We'll praise whoever wins this championship. And if I'm the Nuggets, I'm keeping my foot on the pedal, and I'm telling Michael Porter Jr., hey man, you keep shooting, the shots will hit eventually. And you know what, you adjusted on defense, and that's what we needed. But keep shooting, and your shots will hit eventually, hopefully. And with KCP, same thing. Shots will keep hitting, and then we need, Aaron Gordon, you just be aggressive a little bit, and that's all they need. And hopefully that's what it is. I'm still sticking to my main prediction. I had Nuggets in 5, and that's what it's looking like. But I mean, hopefully it could be a little bit closer. This game was a little bit of a stinker. I wouldn't say it wasn't boring, but it wasn't as exciting as the other games. But I mean, Miami's fighting hard. I hope they can fight hard. I hope it could be pushed to 7. I mean, that'd be amazing. But I think the Nuggets are just too much of a dominant team, like as they shown game 1 and 3, and I think they can win this in 5, like I've predicted. And let me see. Next news we have. Chris Paul was waived by the Phoenix Suns, and I have multiple theories on this. They were looking for a trade. They were looking for like a extension trade, or I mean, like they did. They waived him, and they can I think they could possibly bring him back on a smaller deal that's more team friendly, even though he had only $15 million guaranteed. And if I'm Chris Paul, I don't know if I really want to go back to the Suns. I mean, yes, you have Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, but they're I think there's a lot more better options. Of course, one being the Los Angeles Lakers. You know, you don't have to take that much money. Go with LeBron and be that facilitator for LeBron, Anthony Davis, and then hopefully, and for the Lakers, it's a win-win. You get the point guard, and hopefully you get hopefully Chris Paul can stay healthy. And I mean, it is a much older team, but that gives you the flexibility to bring back an Austin Reeves, hopefully a Rui Hachimura, and bring back the role players instead of bringing back Kyrie Irving, which I don't think they're even interested in anymore. And just having him, you know, be the point guard in a cheap deal, and just I think they're pretty much going to give him the minimum, and hopefully with Reeves they're able to bring him back on restricted free agent. They just match the offer of whichever team gives them the offer sheet. And then for the other teams I can think of for Chris Paul is the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, I think that's another perfect situation to go win a championship. You have him play the 1, you have Jrue Holiday play the 2, and you have Chris Middleton go to the 3, which he had surgery, so I hope get well soon, Chris Middleton. And then you're hoping Chris Middleton takes his option, or he might just, I don't know, he might not. I think with him having the surgery, he might just take the option, and hopefully he's able to play and get a bigger contract. And then you have, of course, Giannis, and then Giannis at the 4, and then hopefully you can re-sign Brook Lopez and for him to come back and play the 5. So to have Chris Paul, Jrue Holiday, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Brook Lopez, I think that is an amazing starting 5 right there. I mean, if anything, I think my favorite spot for him is the Milwaukee Bucks, for Giannis to have that facilitator and take that pressure off of Jrue Holiday. And I know Jrue Holiday is the point guard, but I think he can play better as the 2 guard off scoring and just focus on defense instead of facilitating the offense. And then one last spot I have for Chris Paul is the San Antonio Spurs. It might be a little biased for me, but for him to be able to be the point guard and facilitate and help develop Victor Wembanyama, Jeremy Sohan, and Devin Vassell, and just to have a Trey Jones learn behind him, Blake Wesley and Malachi Branham to be able to learn behind them, even Jeremy Sohan to learn, you know, how to, you know, just get his ball, his playmaking and all that better, playmaking better behind a Chris Paul to be a leader like that. And then I know Chris Paul doesn't have his best moments, but I think under the Pop system, I think he's able to be the veterans that they need, of course, also with them having a Doug McDermott also, and then I guess if you count Devontae Graham as a veteran, but I think Chris Paul can be that big veteran to bring back and, you know, help this team grow and develop and possibly be a playing team. But I mean, I don't want to speak too far into that, but help the playmaking and help the shot spacing of, you know, the Devin Vassells and Jeremy Sohan. I mean, I think the 2 people that can really take advantage of this and will probably learn the most is, one, of course, Victor Wembanyama, to have a point guard to be able to give him the spacing and the passing that he's going to need to open up his game for him to be able to score. And then for 2, I think Jeremy Sohan to be able to learn from Chris Paul, you know, where to go on screens, whether to dive, whether to throw here, how to throw this. I mean, because I think eventually Jeremy Sohan could be the point forward of the future. I think he could be what everybody wanted Ben Simmons was on the trajectory to be. I think Jeremy Sohan could be kind of on that level, but more defensively, and hopefully, I mean, as he's shown, he's not scared to develop his shot. But I mean, that could be a whole other video. And then now on the NFL side, Josh Allen was named the Madden cover athlete. I mean, congratulations to him, and I hope the Bills have a great season for that. And then next we had Dalvin Cook was actually released by the Vikings, and I mean, that's a big another question, because Dalvin Cook, he is a decent running back. That is another RB2 for him. Landing spots for him could be the Chiefs, the Bills. They need. I mean, James Cook can't do it himself, and then of course you have areas such as the Cowboys with him and Tony Pollard, of course. And then I think another spot would be for him is, I can't. It's like slipping my mind right now. The Bengals, because I don't know what's going on with the whole Joe Mixon situation, but him being a pass catching back with Joe Burrow, that would be amazing. And I think he is a little bit better running back than Joe Mixon is. And that's pretty much it. I mean, comment down below what your predictions are for the NBA Finals Game 4. We will have a predictions video, and we will soon have a mock draft video. The NBA draft is about 2 weeks away, so we'll have a mock draft soon. Comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time with more content.